Beautiful people, what's going on? Thank y'all for coming back again for another episode of Respect the Game podcast. As always, you know, we don't take y'all for granted coming back to listen. Check us out, especially our recurring listeners. To our new listeners, we promise that this show will make you respect the game. Whether you love or hate the conversation, you will walk away at the end of this episode guaranteed respecting the game. My name is Edward, named after my father, a Trill OG. Shout out to my mama for making that decision. Please, pretty please, follow at EMAX Stats for all of your up-to-date high school coverage, sports coverage, as well as the collegiate and pro coverage.
Yo, Sean Hart Izzo, man. Charismatic, good, excellence at its finest. That's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Cash App, whatever you name it, scope.
Yo, it is the host with the most that blows the most smoke, Black Beast, the rap plug, the hip hop plug. Pretty sure to go check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your dope ass podcast from.
I am Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan. I'm the father of Harper and Deuce. I am here to help you see the game a little bit better, to reason out your thoughts a little bit better, and to bring the controversy.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. I am the one and only sedacious Xavier Miles. And on behalf of me and the brothers, we want to say thank you so much for really rocking with us. And I'm going to plug this time. Go follow me at Sedacious on all social media platforms. You're going to be entertained all day. Take it away, bro.
Back to you, brother.
All right, so pretty much I just want to real brief, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times what we do is we like to operate on a quarter full cup. And sometimes we operate on an empty cup. What are you saying, Sedacious? What I'm saying is the Lord only wants you to bless other people out of your abundance. So he only wants you to bless out of your overflow. So if your cup not overflowing, you can't be like, yo, take this shit, my cup overflowing. If your cup ain't got shit in it, you can't go try to bless people when you ain't got shit in your cup. But if you are someone who does that, I want to encourage you that you're not alone. We're all in this together. You know, life is just fucked up. But the silver lining to that is that it's all a part of your well-done package. There's a couple of things that you're going to do that's going to require some sacrifice, and you're going to feel like, damn, the world doesn't love me. Why me? And you just need to know that it's all a part of your well-done package. Once you get all of these things done, no matter how strenuous they might be, no matter how big the sacrifice, it's going to go into your well-done package. So when you're done, you know what I'm saying? Good job. Come on. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Right on. And for some of those who may be, I won't say that. But yeah, when God calls you home and he says, well done, thy servant, it's all a part of your well done package. Yeah, man. So to get to what some may or may not know about in terms of respecting the game this week, you have to shout out Hamilton High School, the Hamilton High School Huskies, who were down 24-7 with a minute and some change left to go in a high school football game this past Friday. The Hamilton Huskies are ranked 24th in the country. They were going up against Bishop Gorman, who was ranked number 4 in the country. So, quick breakdown of the game. If you're looking at a game when you're flipping on the TV channel and you see that a team is down 24-7 with, like I said, a minute and a little bit of change left in the game, you probably think that game is over. However, again, shout out to Hamilton High School for respecting the game. They did not quit. Scored 70 points. Damn!
That's a whole lot of points.
What day?
They scored 18 points in 70 seconds, man. So again, they were down 24-7 with a little bit of change left. They kick a field goal. Now they're down 24-10. The kicked a 46-yard field goal to Matthew Cornetta. They get the onside kick. After getting the onside kick, they go up the field, score another touchdown. Now they down 24-17. is this luck? What is going on here with these onside kicks? They kick another onside kick. They recover that one, go up the field, score another touchdown with 8 seconds left. They're now down 24-3 with only 8 seconds left after trailing from being down 24-7. What do you do? The head coach is Mike Zadepsky. They're down now 24-23, excuse me. Do you just kick the field goal tied and go into overtime? Or do you let your nuts hang and say, no guts, no glory? We're going to go for 2 on this. They elected to go for 2. Shout out to the quarterback who led his team back to that comeback victory. He had 2 passing touchdowns in that comeback, and he also, rushed for the game-winning 2-point conversion that sealed their 25-24 victory. The quarterback name is Nico Marchol. Forgive me for butchering your last name, dogs. Forgive me. Nico Marchio. He's a West Virginia commit. Again, 18 points, 70 seconds. You would have thought the game was over, but salute to the Hamilton High School Huskies, ranked 24 in the country for high school football teams. Triple salute. That's I think that's a high form of respect in the game and being able to like not quit, not give up. And it's a regular season game. I don't think a lot of teams are necessarily in district play right now, so you could have just chalked that up to, let's get out of here. I don't want to get my guys hurt. But they found a way to get the job done and come back when their backs were against the wall. Shout out to y'all. And moving right along.
I'm like, all right.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you for sure, though, that shows you at the end of the day, man, you can't give up on the game, period. Because there's always going to be you never know when the other team is ready to just keep going. I feel like that the team that lost just gave up. They gave up. They looked at the score, say, you know what? We're going to make our plans for the night. We're going to go to IHOP. We're going to do our thing with these ladies or something like that. They already had their night plan. And before you knew it, 70 seconds later, it's spoiled and it's not going to hit the same. So,
Cowboys and the Falcons all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went over y'all head. Y'all not Cowboy fans. I get it.
Nobody
you got that right, sir.
You got to stand on the hill. And
Coach Johnson wasn't even going to come first for it. God damn it.
Yeah, no. Standing down the hill that he claimed that he do that on now, so he ain't gonna stand with you.
Saxonville.
Yeah, that is no more.
In the NBA, I know we haven't gave y'all much NBA conversation the past 2 weeks, but hey, man, it is what it is. Football is here, but basketball, NBA season is right around the corner. JJ Redick, this may be a hot take. JJ Redick, after 17 years, he played for the Orlando Magic, the Los Angeles Clippers, the 76ers, the Pelicans, and he played this past season with Dallas. Said he has retired. Said it's time. Obviously, everyone knows JJ Redick to be a knockdown three-point shooter, averaged over 40% from 3 throughout his career. And I personally I feel like he's saying that now, but I really don't be surprised if a team needs a guy or they just so happen to have a roster spot and give him the veteran minimum going into the playoffs to come knock down some threes for them as they get ready for the playoffs. Maybe not in the first half of the season, but after the All-Star game. So don't be surprised if that happened, but he says he's retired. I watch his podcast, The Old Man Than the Three. And guests who have come on have asked him, yo, where you going? Like, when are you going to sign? And earlier this summer, all he could say was, one thing I can say is that I will not be in training camp. I'm going to weigh my options and kind of wait to see how the season unfolds, and then I'll make my decision on where I want to go. Today, he said he's retired, which, if that's the case, cool, salute, man. More power to you. But I don't know if JJ Redick is truly done. I think maybe he's saying he's retired because right now at the very beginning of the season, he hasn't found that perfect situation for him in his career. 17 years, bro, you may not be trying to be a mentor to bring younger guys up. You want to chill, point blank, period. So after the All-Star break, don't be surprised if JJ Redick, arises from retirement.
He does have a successful podcast, though, might I add. So it's not like he's really hurting.
That's the Laker effect, bro. That's the Laker effect. I believe before the Lakers got together, there was always that chance of, I can go to this team and help. I can help. There's not too many teams now that you can just say, I can go there and help and get a championship. We have a chance. There's literally a small handful of teams with these Lakers built the way they are with competition in front of them. And if none of those teams are right now willing to take JJ, he's not going to want to play because he's going to be a waste of his time. He won a ship, just like you said. And that Laker effect, it intimidated a lot of players. It's going to intimidate players to where they're not going to be so open-minded. Oh, we can do it. Like, no. We're about to go against one of the best accumulated super teams on paper right now. I'm trying to go for like Brooklyn Nets, the Nuggets maybe, or may just jump ship and join the Lakers himself. So those are the top three teams that I say he would go to if he were to go. Most likely Brooklyn at that, for sure.
What's wrong with Portland, bro?
He ain't winning no ship there.
No, sorry, not yet. Nah, they got time.
Y'all gonna give this nigga some help? What kind of help y'all gonna give him over there?
Not JJ. 17 years, JJ.
No. Hey, bro, I'm still downloading it in my head, bro. But I had a heartbreaking thought today about this upcoming season as it relates to Portland. And I'm gonna let it download some more and probably reveal it once we get to talking about the opening of the NBA. But I had a heartbreaking thought that popped in my head.
This is the beginning of the end for Damian Lillard with his tenure with the Portland Trail Blazers. You heard it here first. Because the demise will be slow and it will be
televised.
Tell you, man. Because it's gonna be sad and quiet. That West just got a whole lot tougher because when the ball slow down in the playoffs, if they get there, and I'm saying that, if they get there, really, because it's looking like that. It is. Even with Kawhi Leonard still being,
all right, Dame, it's just a thought. Dame, I do not doubt you. Damian Lillard, Dame time, Dame Dollar. I do not doubt you.
I doubt everything else around you.
Things around the help that the general manager of the Portland Trailblazers, that organization, the help they have tried to get or not really put around him, bro. I feel like in order for Dame to leave, he's gonna have to get his heart broken and them not make the playoffs. And like you said, that's a very respectable if they make it, considering all this going on and transpiring. I think it would take him having to really be like, all right, we don't make the playoffs. All right, so about this whole commitment thing, like he's true to the story. I'm not mad at. Here's another question that I also put on. I would like to ask an NBA player. When you come, obviously, he's been in Portland since he was a rookie. So, how much of Dame's loyalty, which I don't question, how much of it is rooted in just the DNA of him, and how much, and we could take Dame away from it. Maybe any other player who has been in Dame's situation, LeBron has had to go through it, so on and so forth. How much of the not wanting to leave is rooted in trust or faith in an organization, as much as it may just also be rooted in the comfortability that you have in home, kids, family, all these other different
I think it's 50-50, bro.
I
think it's 50-50. I think he does have good relationships with the front office. So it's just I'm not tripping on them and they're not tripping on me. We good. I trust them to do their job. And at the same time, I'm good enough to where give me two good pieces, you know what I'm saying? And I trust them year after year. Don't know why you trust them, but year after year, trust them to put at least one or two good pieces around me.
Nobody wants to come to Portland. No.
Melo was that one good piece, but me and you, we talked about that, how they just was Melo. But, right, so Melo's that one good piece. So maybe they can try to do it again with, some more top tier pieces. It's 50-50. He trusts them and he trusts in his ability. So why would you go with
trust him, bro? Because nobody wants to come to Portland.
I think also too with NBA players, we're going to get multiple NBA players on this podcast speaking that into existence. But I think the thing is too, it's like, so there's the whole like, oh, he trusts them, or like they say this, or like they're in a good standing of a relationship. Like at the end of the day, like when it comes down to trades and yay or nay, am I gonna stay, am I gonna go? Like it's business. And like in the NBA, like for those organizations, for those owners, like the business is about like making money. If I can have this one marquee player and he generates me all these billions of dollars and I'm still losing, I give a damn about a championship or getting him help. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, because you want your marquee player to stay there, so you do have to.
But at the same time, like yeah, you want them to stay there. You want them to stay there. But hell, dang, if you're gonna give me a good 10 years, I'm not getting you help, and I didn't ran it up damn near $2 billion. Thank you, buddy. Have a nice day. I'll wait. I'll be a bad team, tank whatever I got to do, and wait for another high draft pick to come in and rinse and repeat them. That's just like with the Houston Texans. Like Houston Texans haven't been that great for quite some time, but I want to say they're a top 20 or a top team in like gross revenue, like professional team, not just the NFL, but just a grossing professional team in like, you know, the country. You know what I'm saying? They got Deshaun Watson. They got rid of JJ. They got rid of Hopkins. Like, we getting paper, Deshaun. We don't really care if you're happy or if you feel like you're in a championship situation.
The boy Lil Jeremy say, don't play with that paper. Hey.
We don't care to win divisions.
We care to win paper.
So yeah, that's the tricky part. When I that's something I think players have to be mindful of when they say like they trust the organization or organization says they're trying to get them help. Like,
but you have to understand as well, Portland is not a desirable free agent location. Nobody wants to come there on the West Coast and play in Portland, right? It's just not a desirable like living situation in regards to attracting talent, as opposed to the Miamis of the world, you know, your Lakers, even the Clippers recently, right? You know, Kawhi was able to snatch Paul George, but I mean, not Portland.
Yeah,
bro.
I think
it's gonna be some more blockbuster moves. Go ahead, Christian.
I think if Dame was on the same caliber of player as LeBron, then maybe he could bring people there.
It's only one of those.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That's him.
But I'm trying to equate it to, you know, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. You know, the reason why, you know, some players might want to go there, or even players go up to New England, right? Why they used to want to go up to New England, right, to play with Tom Brady. You know, you have to have a extremely special person in order to be like, hey, you know what? I'll ballot up there for a few months out of the year so I can go back and live, you know, in my mansion in Orlando, you know. So
the way y'all talking about it make it seem like it's a Dame thing, bro. Because Christian, I don't believe for 1 second that Dame couldn't do his own recruiting. And somebody would be like, oh yeah, no, I fuck with you, Dame. Yeah, no, I fuck with you because we're gonna win this hoe. I don't believe that wouldn't happen for him for a second, bro. I just feel like it could be a pride thing.
Why hasn't it happened? How long has he been there?
Going on 9, maybe 10 years.
Okay, so why hasn't it happened yet?
I disagree with you, Sedacious. I don't think somebody like Dame could like go and like just recruit anybody he wants. And the case in point why he can't do that is because if you go say, hey, maybe not LeBron, give me somebody else.
Luka?
I don't know. Those are 2 point guards. I don't really like that. Like them in the back. But whoever he goes go get whoever he tries to like.
Somebody replace CJ McCollum.
Somebody replace CJ McCollum. We'll say that, right? I was about to say Clay, but that's an asinine thought.
But they would win a championship.
All right, Dame. I believe in you as a player. Yeah, I believe in you, Dame.
You feel like if Dame had Clay, they win a championship? Stuff.
That sounds cute on paper, but like after Dame and Clay, who else is Portland putting around them?
Right, they don't have a Drake.
So that's the thing.
So it's like Dame. I'll come out. I don't mind coming to rock out with you, Dame. But who the hell in y'all front office is gonna put the rest of the pieces together for us to win the championship? Like I can't just come there to play with you, Damian Lillard. Like I gotta like know that like we have a substantial supporting cast
around. Help is on the way. God damn it.
Because the way the league is now, I mean, and before, but the way the league is now, like 2 superstars ain't gonna get it done, Jack. I don't care who those 2 superstars are. But I know you had your hand right, Darnell.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
I mean, the thing is though, if Damian Lillard, now again, this is from somebody who don't really watch basketball much, but I'm just trying to put pieces together. If he was as good as LeBron or Steph, if he was one of the top 3 players, right, or even a Giannis, okay, if he was one of the top 3 players in the league, could he not pull together 2 or 3 other stars and be like, hey, come out to Portland with me?
No. And I mean, I keep saying I think Dame is like a top 5 player in the league. And I don't think players would look at Dame like, my nigga, you're not that good enough to come play with. They would just look at everything around him and be like, dang, man, you are not enough. But are you saying, you're not saying just one, you're saying 2 Christians, right? So, all right, you get one player, then you try to go talk to somebody else. Again, that falls on the organization, cap space, what type of money we got to play with, who we going to let go, da-da-da-da-da. And the organization is not helping Damian Lillard be put in a position to go have those conversations.
I get that. I mean, but you are right in your assessment. Some organizations do not care about championships. Some of them just don't. Some of them championships, all they care about is the bottom line. As long as that P&L is positive at the end of the year, we good. So
at the end of the day, do you feel like long as he's just like you said, he's a big enough attraction for the organization to be successful, and as long as he's being great, that's the theory that they're going to keep it that way. We don't need to add extra pieces. We don't need to go and let you recruit nobody. You're good enough at doing what you do, win, lose, or draw. Damian Lillard is basically what you guys are trying to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the way the organization is looking at it.
I think Dame has like had interviews and said that like he's tried to go out and like talk to players in the free agency and recruit players or whatever. So I don't think Dame has pride or ego to be like, I don't need nobody or I don't want nobody that's coming here. I personally think, Darnell, the team may feel like, yo, Dame is enough. We'll just try to keep snatching guys here and there on 2-year contracts out of free agency and maybe land some in the draft. They may have that thought process, but I think, forget the thought process, your actions have like said, like, you're just content with having Damian Lillard and like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And CJ McCollum and talking about CJ McCollum, like it may seem like we dogging him or whatever the case might be, but McCollum is on record saying like, I have not been there when that man has needed me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
And also I look at it, they trying to get it's either a couple things. They're satisfied with the money or they trying to look at it putting him in a Jordan / Kobe / LeBron mindset. You can't do that. Even though they all have had help, it's still that imagery of they did it, he did it by him. That's the image. That's what people see. Some of those owners ain't as smart as they're supposed to be.
True indeed. They just see a cash mule. They don't see X's and O's. So I mean, exactly. I agree with you there, but I don't think they're looking at it from like, oh, he could be the Jordan or LeBron or Kobe of our organization, because what makes those 3 guys distinct is they
kind of seems that way. They gave him Melo end of his years and expected it to be enough. They expected CJ McCullough year after year to do things, even though he, just like you said on record and said from his own mouth that he has not been able to show up. You got the big center Nurkic, who's still in his feelings about his identity. Like everything about it just screams out, like, and they keep going with the exact same thing. And it's like, it clearly shows you like, bro, it's not gonna work. And they just keep doing it. And it's like, no, Dame's gonna do it. And they keep highlighting, no, Dame's gonna do it. 40, you know what? Score 50, 60, 70,000 points if you have to.
So can I ask this?
You know?
So could Dame have not beat the Nuggets with CJ McCollum sitting his ass on the bench and Carmelo Anthony playing with him side by side and them 2 niggas duking it out? Could they not have pulled out a double overtime Game 7 win?
I say, I don't know if I know it's hard to say if you don't want to truly put like McCollum out. I would just say making Carmelo Anthony a second option in the offense as opposed to a 4th option. I think that could have been pulled off. Yes.
mean, second.
And guess what?
Come on.
LeBron was like,
Second.
"Oh, y'all didn't want him. Y'all don't want him."
Oh, by the way,
Second options.
Dame is going on his 10th year in the league.
Like I said, I just felt like they put Melo in there. So they gave him Melo, who's not bad. It's just damn second option. Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. So
What?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it like, man, they giving them pieces that's supposed to, like, they kind of giving them, they giving LeBron status. They give them, say, take this and make it work. I'm like, Melo's good, but look where you're at now. It's perfect. Christ's sake, it's beautiful.
We can't, like, with coaching too, like, knowing KYP, knowing your personnel and knowing what they're capable of and implementing, putting it
Yes, bro. Like, come on. If Melo was given the touches, we would see flashes of Denver Nugget Melo. Still right now today.
But still, it's a reach.
New York. I don't even need Denver. Give me New York.
Flashes, though, like, well, I get
flashes of Denver,
you know,
we're going to get all New York. We're going to get all these. We can
get flashes.
Because people forget, like, Melo.
Flashes for that. I think the Lakers are going to be unbeatable in a 7-game series.
Bro, y'all be really hurt about this Melo shit, bro. That nigga still just as good. Like how LeBron still just as good when he came in.
Don't do that. Don't do that, though.
LeBron still has every attribute that LeBron had coming in. Melo still has every attribute that he had coming in. Where has Melo's game lacked at?
Ain't nobody asking Carmelo Anthony to still carry a team like LeBron James.
Right, because he don't want to. Melo said, I don't care about winning no championship. Just go, Melo.
Nigga ain't no damn want to, nigga. If he could fucking will the team even close with championship, he would, bro. He's not at that juncture of his career.
I don't think
he hasn't
comparing. I'm sorry, Izzo, you can finish. My fault.
I'm just saying, like, bro, he has not nearly kept his body to the condition that LeBron James has. Not saying that it's not in good condition, but it's to another level.
Bro,
it's only one LeBron.
I'm talking about his field goal percentage has not dropped.
I'm talking about the tenure and how long they've both been in the league and the sustained excellence that LeBron James has consistently displayed. It doesn't equate to Carmelo Anthony. Though still great and he still performs at a high level, I would agree with you, but it is not to the tier.
I didn't say that. I said that what LeBron was doing when he got in the league, Carmelo Anthony's still doing that same shit.
You're saying LeBron's skills, you're saying, I believe, LeBron's skills haven't waved since he's came in the league, and right now, Carmelo Anthony's skills haven't waved since he's come in the league.
Not at all.
That's what you're saying.
Okay.
So that could be inputted. It was inputted with Allen Iverson. It was inputted with Iman Shumpert, ball hogging ass. J.R. Smith, ball hogging ass. Who else was on that motherfucking team hogging the ball from the nigga who's supposed to be scoring? Jeremy Lin, ball hogging ass?
No, not ball hogging, bro. You're talking about that New York team.
Yes. And then he went to Portland. It was the fourth option. Like, come on, man. I don't want to talk about this. Can we move on? Because, bro, I don't like the Melo disrespect.
Yeah, nah, it rubs me wrong too, bro. It rubs me wrong too. But Sean Hart is
no, I'm just saying, because as far as Damian Lillard, bro, if you had the right coaching to have Melo and Damian Lillard on their neck all the time, I'm scared for the Warriors if that happens.
Man, if Melo,
I'm scared for your left hand. How you just get out there?
Oh man, but this is great football.
I just get sad for games, bro.
We had basketball talk in a while.
I don't want my nigga to be another Iverson out here, bro.
Yeah.
Shine Hard Izzo. Fantasy.
Yo, man, Shine Hard Izzo back at it again, man, with the bet that segment. You know, stardoms, sit-ems. I feel like this week, if you have Kyler Murray on your fantasy team, start him and watch the show unfold. It will be a treat. I'm going to love every second of it. He's playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. As you can see, the last few weeks, offenses has, kind of had their way. They haven't resulted in winning efforts, so dare I say they have not had their way because I believe the goal and objective is to win. And if you have seen Kyler Murray the last 2 games, I think he is accounting for, I believe, 9 to 10 touchdowns. Can we say top 3 in the MVP race right now? But anyway, that's a definite stardom. You definitely want to start Stephon Diggs I believe he is going up against. He got him with a 10. Oh, that's cute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. I actually got him in my other fantasy league, so I feel you. I need him to get out. I do. But I think he's going up against they're going up against Atlanta this week.
He's going up against the Washington football team.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Expect him to have a great game. That Washington football team has been a disappointment on defense. They were really projected to be better than what they showed. And Ron Rivera hasn't proved to really make any major adjustments or improvements to it. So look for Diggs to have a great day. And I think it's really cheap for me to say Christian McCaffrey, even though he's playing against the hometown team, Houston Texans. But, I mean, if you got him, I mean, obviously, I think he's going to start in every league. But I think the sleeper pick that people may not be too aware of, if you want to go ahead and start, gather my notes here. Gather my notes.
I only want Coach to respond to this, by the way. We're not saying shit. Coach, you taking all of this. Please do. Pause.
Pause.
Yo, this dude has been in rare form, literally.
Thank you, Darnell, my boy.
Thank you, James. I think a sleeper pick to go ahead and start for us is definitely going to be, and I don't know if it's a sleeper anymore, but I'm going to say, what's the guy's name, bro?
Tony Pollard.
No.
Sorry.
Tony McLaughlin. Terry McLaughlin for the Washington Redskins. Though he's going up against the Buffalo defense.
Terry McLaurin is his name.
Terry McLaurin. I say McLaughlin. Where am I getting McLaughlin? McLovin. God damn it.
McLaurin.
But nah, look for him to have a huge game on the outside. Though I feel like Buffalo's defense, they'll probably double him. He's still going to get targeted anyway. I don't think Logan Thomas is going to be too much a factor. They're going to try to shut down the middle of the field. I'm looking for Terry McLaurin to have a good game. Sleeper pick. But I don't know if he's a sleeper anymore, man. He balled out his rookie year last year, so they really leaning on him in this abysmal Washington football team offense. So you got your starters, you got your sleepers. Hey, man, bet that. Caution. Presuming else, because I believe a pick I gave to my young brother on this podcast didn't pan out so well. The young man ended up getting injured. Elijah Mitchell take back with the quickness. Yeah, man. I think Bruce said it best on Bruce Almighty, man. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumble, man.
I should be good. Like you said, I got Kyler Murray as my quarterback, so he hadn't left my starting lineup since we started fantasy.
Don't you know weigh in on this shit, man? They killing your team.
I'll weigh on it indirectly when I talk about
okay.
something.
Hey Isaac, I know it's not planned, but if there's like one player that you would like bench, there's like one player come off the top to your head, like to bench.
If I were to bench anybody this week, it probably would be I think a good benching this week would be. I'm gonna go to my team on my fantasy, man. I damn near I should have benched the whole fucking team.
Bench Josh Allen.
Yeah, right. That guy. A guy who I thought was gonna get a lot of targets, kind of disappointed me this past week rather, and that was Antonio Brown. Probably want to bench him this upcoming week. I don't look for him to be a vocal point in the scheme this week, but the way Brady been switching it up, man, he could be, but it was a big hit or miss for him, to say the least. He wasn't really targeted that much in the game plan this past week against the Falcons, but I'll probably bench him for week 3 as well.
Bro, don't you got Gronk?
do have Gronk.
Yeah, no, start Gronk for the rest of the year.
Gronk is definitely
Whoever you are.
Oh yeah, I got Gronk.
Whoever you are.
He's been killing, but when Derrick Henry go for 50 fucking points,
take
bro,
Gronk out.
I can't do nothing with that. The nigga scored 3 touchdowns and had like what, over 130 yards rushing. He went out, bro. Like, can't
I know the
Yeah,
other
nah,
nigga good, bro. He producing right now.
Yeah, no, Isaac had it quoted. Gronk will ball out. I guess you could probably pencil that in for the rest of the year. So that should say.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, man. Make sure y'all get in the comments or hit us up on social media if you take Sean Hart Izzo's fantasy advice, and if you win, make sure you share a little of those proceeds with my guy. But yeah,
with all of us, shit.
Find your own segment, my
We're
brother.
trying to get some mics, baby.
Man, we can't split the shit
Trying to get-
ways,
headphones, baby.
But now, speaking of betting though, so real quick, whoever that guy is who had made the 10-game parlay, bet $25, and he was going to clear over 700,000 if the Lions would have beat the Green Bay Packers. And obviously that did not happen. So yeah, man. It was only $25 though. Yeah.
Right.
Man, I'm sick about that every night of my life. Because it's like, I needed one thing to change my family life
Right.
forever.
That's what I'm
You brought me.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's the type of shit make you hate that team forever.
Bro, forever.
I don't give a damn who on it.
Yeah, I don't think somebody did, but I would have loved to have been in the post game conference room and asked Aaron Rodgers about that. But yeah, no, that's I almost said rest in peace to my guy, but it's not this.
Whoa.
Oh man, it's never that serious. But yeah, man. Are we going turnover, AFC, or
No,
Yeah, Coach taking us out.
AFC? All right.
AFC South first. So, so I'm gonna get to Sean Hart's comments about Kyler Murray versus Jackson in a little bit, but first, I want to throw some respect out to a person that I dogged a lot last year on this podcast. And there's some things that I saw the last 2 weeks, and I was like, man, this looks pretty good here. This looks pretty good. And the first week I was like, I didn't want to give him any credit. And then this week I was thinking it. And then I heard somebody else on a national podcast give this guy credit. And I was like, bruh, okay, my eyes are not lying to me. Tim Kelly, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans, is dialing them up right now. He is dialing them up right now. I don't know if it's I think a lot has to do with David Culley bringing in some of the concepts from the Ravens and Greg Roman and him marrying those things together. But man, he is dialing them up right now. And yeah, so I wonder how it's going to look this Thursday versus the Panthers. The Panthers, they do have a really good defense. They have a lot of defensive talent on that side of the ball, and he's going to have Davis Mills. So I don't know if it's going to look the same as it did with Tyrod, but man, he's on the radar right now for he's on the radar as far as offensive play cards is concerned. So respect to Tim Kelly for the Houston Texans. Nothing to say there. Edward.
The floor.
Moving right along, Coach.
There's a lot that I want to say, but I want to respect Tim Kelly.
Go ahead, man.
So, not that you gave respect to Tim Kelly, but in giving him flowers, it sounds like you were saying that Greg Roman, like, had some like good things for Tim Kelly to take over to the Texans, but you always like slandering Greg Roman. So that's why I was kind of thrown off that you had like actually mentioned him amongst like giving Tim Kelly some flowers.
The slander for Greg Roman comes in his passing game stuff that he does. Run game, he's the best. Not the best. One of the best. Well, argument for the best in the league.
I'm for the same, nigga.
And I'll be honest with you, like I guess I've been on like strike with the Texans. Like I have not watched them at all since the season have started 2 weeks in. So like when you say like what you've been saying from Tim Kelly and like what the other podcasts kind of been like confirming what you've been saying, like is it like the run game, pass game collectively? Is it just the run game? Is it?
Well, it's him putting it all together. From what he does in the run game, what he does in the play action pass game, the downfield pass game, regular drop back pass game is about the same as what it was. Is pretty decent, nothing elaborate there, but the way he mirrors the run game and the play action pass game together, it's nice, man. I mean, it's nice to look at as I'm not going to use the fun to watch thing because a lot of people joke on that, but you can see a plan. You can see a plan in place, and with that, a lot of things look the same, but he's dialing guys up, where they're wide open. And it's taking advantage of defensive rules and stuff like that. And you can see it really coming together. So huge. He took huge steps from when I was dogging him on the pod last year. Huge steps. So I just want to say,
hey, bro, you kind of like consistent with being late with like Texans like point of views, because like we tried to tell you about Deshaun earlier. It's like fuck out of here, y'all. It's crazy. Then it's like, oh wait, okay, Deshaun.
I'm not late. It's just that I once the information changes, I recognize the information.
No, the information, it took you a long time to get to the information we've been telling you that was there. But we don't have to argue about that. Deshaun Watson isn't with the Texans. Everything has been cordial.
You were trying to tell me that Tim Kelly was a great play caller last year?
Yeah, when you were slandering him, we were telling you that.
He was not good last year. Deshaun was great.
Okay.
Deshaun was great.
But I understand what you're saying. That could be fair. He could be trashed this year, and you can give him his flowers because he's changed. Okay. That's fair.
All right. So on to the next person here in the AFC South. This segment really is for Jags fans who are in the stupor right now, who have their heads down low, and they're like, "Oh man, we suck again." All this stuff. This also goes out to the national media and, everyone who jokes about Urban Meyer right now. If y'all just give me the floor for a couple minutes, I just want to let this out here. So I personally am very confident in Urban Meyer. The reason why, Urban Meyer has the same obsessive personality as a Nick Saban, as a Bill Belichick, as a Bill Walsh, right? The reason I say that, and the reason I'm putting them in that echelon of coaches is in one of Bill Walsh's books, he records a time where he's his first year as a coach with the San Francisco 49ers. It just had a Monday night game with the Miami Dolphins, and they lost the game, right? And on the flight back home, he was so distraught about it that he thought that he wasn't going to make it. He was like, hey, I can't do it. I'm about to take my life. It was real bad. He was at a real bad place, right? Because he obsessed so much over winning and trying to figure out how he could win and why he couldn't get them to win, okay? Later on, once they landed, he got himself together, but he took all that energy to try to figure out, hey, how could they win? Now this is a time where they went 2-14, right? This is the they're terrible. And then they grow into the 49ers dynasty of the 80s and 90s that we all remember now. So Urban Meyer has that same type of personality when it comes to winning and losing, right? A lot of people in national media are making fun of the quote that he had after the game, right? Very Tebow-esque. You're never going to see another team work as hard, blah, 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 right? And he's like, oh, they're only 0-2. He's already doing this. It's because he's so obsessed with winning. And he's so obsessed with winning to the point to where he's going to try to question everything, right? He did the same thing at Florida with Chris Leak at quarterback. When he first got to Florida, the offense didn't look well with Chris Leak at quarterback, and he couldn't figure out why. He was like, hey, this guy has talent. I don't know why. Why can't this, why is the offense not looking good? And then he, went through everything that could possibly be wrong. And then he realized that Chris Leak had dyslexia. And they were doing all their meetings like on the whiteboard and stuff like that, this and this. And he realized that Chris Leak wasn't getting it because, that's not how he learned. So every meeting they did with him, with offensive install, they took it from the classroom, went out to the field and just did everything there. They never used the whiteboard again with Chris Leak. And they had a professional person come in and teach them how to do all that stuff, right? So that little things like that, he will go through everything, try to figure out, hey, why are we not winning? And try to figure out what he can do to fix the whole process. So it may take a little longer in the NFL than it did for him in college, but Urban Meyer is the right guy for Jacksonville, and Jaguars fans, it's going to come. Just be patient with it. Go ahead.
So we always gotta create a window on this podcast. You say it's gonna take a little long. At what point would Christian, and how long would it take for you to get new information to be like, yeah, this is not gonna happen the way I thought? Because you can only keep tanking, or not tanking, or be bad for so long trying to accumulate draft picks and get nothing out of it.
I think at most 3 years. It's not going to take him that long. I still don't think that the Jags are going to be that bad this year. So, but I think it'll for them to be at the level where they're consistently competing, like the Patriots, like the Saints, like the Chiefs. They finally got their quarterback, right? So that's not going to be the issue. It's going to be all the other stuff around it. For them to be consistently competing and for us to look at them like, hey, the Jaguars actually are a good organization. That's going to take 3 to 5 years, right? The reason why I think it's going to take that long and it's not going to be sooner is because he's going to have to figure out that Trent Baalke is not the GM, that Trent Baalke needs to get out as the GM. Trent Baalke has never had a good process as a general manager. He had a terrible process in San Francisco, which is why they ran him out of town there. He had a terrible process this offseason, especially in the draft this year. The only thing that will save Trent Baalke is that he has the right quarterback and he has the right coach. So he can suck, but because the quarterback is going to get his stuff together, right? He's not going to play as bad as he's played the first 2 games. And the coach is as good as he's going to be. The failures of Trent Baalke in bringing in talent, especially through the draft, his failures are going to get masked by Trevor Lawrence and Meyer, right? Very, very much like with Brett Veach in Kansas City with the Chiefs, right? A lot can get masked under a great coach, Andy Reid, and a great quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. So, I'm right there. All right, so Jaguars fans, be patient. As far as the Jaguars this week versus the Arizona Cardinals, I have looked at this game all offseason, and I thought that at first I thought the Jags would go 3-1 in the first 4 games. Then I got very, very nervous the week leading up to the Texans, which I did disclose to Edward prior to the game. I was like, I don't know about this. But I think that this is the week that things turn around for them, and the the Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to finally have to pay for the flaws in how they play, and really a lot of it is Cliff Kingsbury, and so but their flaws are gonna come to pay this week, and then the Jags have been very close on a lot of things that haven't come to fruition.
I'm gonna just say it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Bet 100 they don't win.
Oh my God.
That's not the Cardinals. That's not my fight. So I just had to say it for Isaac because I felt it in his spirit. But we know you're not a betting man.
I want to back you up, bro. But
all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, is sit back and watch Sunday unfold, and I don't think anybody's gonna be surprised with the outcome.